Yeah, with the amount of rainfall that we're going to see with the system, and I'll show you where some areas may get close to an inch potentially, it's going to cause some concerns with the frozen ground. So we are going to have some runoff. Potentially a lot of ditches will be full. If you have an area that's poorly drained, that could be filling up. Sub pumps and houses too are always a concern this time of year with basements when you get this type of setup. So one of the smaller creeks obviously is the Kickapoo. Right now, the one that is going potentially into action stage because of all the rainfall that's coming is the Reedstown one. You can see getting up to about 9.6. So there could be more, and especially the smaller the creeks are, the more it's probably going to rise quickly. The bigger ones probably won't see too much of a change with it, but we'll have to keep tabs on this. Quite a bit of rainfall and rain on snow. Obviously, you add more to the runoff stage too. So, but for tonight, we're not dealing with any wet conditions. We're dealing with a little bit of fog. Upper 20s, low 30s. This is actually higher than our average temperature this year, so for this time of year. So still, it's mild out there. One thing you'll note is a lot of cloud cover developing fairly quickly later this evening, and most of this is going to be low clouds, not too much of a visibility issue. As you go further north, Ladysmith, you've already seen it, towards Eau Claire, I think you'll start seeing fog issues as we go throughout 10 p.m. and beyond. And really, as we go throughout the night, you're going to see some erosion of this low cloud deck because higher clouds are going to begin to push in from the south as that system pushes closer. So waking up, morning commute, fog potentially northern areas, but you see the visibility is pretty good right now. Just really a low cloud cover. That'll begin to break up a little bit, and then we'll be looking at the rainfall coming back into the afternoon hour, and you'll see the precipitation start to approach. So Prairie du Chien, probably after about 1 p.m. you see this rain, and we're going to get some yellow, meaning almost some moderate rainfall at times too. Pretty impressive amounts coming down. La Crosse probably closer to 3 to 4, and then Eau Claire probably closer to 5 p.m. You're going to start seeing it now. All areas will likely be rain through the evening, and in fact, you can see some of this yellow down there indicating almost some moderate rainfall. So very wet evening commute. Then the issue comes, when does that rain-snow line begin to push back to the west? And you'll see the transition here. Rusk County probably early in the evening, maybe 8 to 9. Eau Claire's probably going to be some point 9 to about 10, maybe 10, 11. La Crosse probably closer to midnight. Areas to the west, you'll start seeing that come through. It will be a brief period of wet snow, and it's not expected to last maybe more like 2 to 3 in the morning before we really have dry conditions for the morning commute. And any snow that does fall, as you note the temperatures, we're still going to be near or above freezing. So overall, roads should be mainly wet, regardless if we do get a little bit of snow call with that. So that's what we're looking at there. Rainfall amounts, as I said, pretty impressive amounts, potentially 3/4 to an inch further south you go. So that's why it's going to be. Now snowfall, this is what we're thinking right now, less than an inch, potentially southeast Minnesota, you could get 1 to 1.5, much more northeast. If that transition happens a little bit earlier, which is a possibility, then you're starting to get into that 1 to 3, 2 to 4 up to Eau Claire, and this would be that heavy wet snow. So we'll see if that scenario plays out. If it does, roads still I don't think will be too much of an issue given it's heavy wet and our temperatures will be near freezing. This Saturday we have snow coming back in probably late Friday night. It'll come wrap around this system and then probably push across the area through Saturday. That's going to be accumulating snow. We'll keep tabs on that one. Otherwise, colder as we go into Sunday, but that actually is where we should be this time of year at 27. And then we'll start kind of getting back to the 30s next week. So the mild stretch of weather continues, and then we might get cooler as we get towards next weekend. So definitely, like I said, sub pumps are a major thing with basements around here too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you have one, might be wanting to check it out with the amount of rainfall that's coming, especially if you're southwest Wisconsin.
It's going to be busy.
Yeah, could be.
All right. Thank you, Greg.